video will shift you into the fourth dimension instantly, and by the end of this video, you will know for 100% fact that you are in the fourth dimension. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron, and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of understanding how you can shift to that of the fourth dimension instantly, understanding really what that is and why it is so important on the planet right now to be in this high vibrational state. So first things first, this has to do with understanding that right now on the planet, we are going through a shift in consciousness. You might be like, Aaron, what's a shift in consciousness? Why would we be going through that right now? Dolores Cannon, I've kind of shared this before. Dolores Cannon has been somebody that teaches people something called QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. She is an author. She wrote 17 books. She actually really didn't even write them. They're just transcripts from her hypnosis sessions. And what she was able to do is get people to what is called I think it's called a symbiotic, or it's a deep level of brainwave activity where their higher self comes through and answers questions. And this was like in the 70s and the 80s that she started doing it, so she did it for like 40 years. And what she would do is she'd travel around the world putting people into this deep level of hypnosis, and their higher selves would come through and answer any question. So they'd answer questions like, why did this person incarnate at this time? They would go to past lives, future lives, what was the relationship with your dad or this person, and why did it happen this way? And you get answers. Now, one of the most consistent things that she began to hear from people all around the world who did not know each other was that one of the main reason that they came to Earth at this time is because now is the time of transformation, and because there is an ascension going on, an ascension of vibration. We are going from a third density into that of a fourth density level of reality, the third dimension to the fourth dimension. And because of that, us as souls all wanted to be here for this time of transformation on the planet right now. And we came here to go through this shift in vibration, to raise in vibration, because then it allows us to let go of a lot of karma. And it's something that has never happened before the way that it is happening right now in body. So that's one of the reasons there's almost 8 billion people on the planet right now, is because everyone wants to be here right now for this shift in consciousness. And it's happening right now as well. Sometimes we think of it, we're like, oh, there's going to be this place, it's going to be the fourth dimension, it's going to be amazing. But fourth dimension is not a place, it's a vibrational state of consciousness. And here is the thing, when it comes to this process, understand that we're constantly shifting whether we are aware of it or not. The key is that most people create the same thing over and over and over again. So what most people do is they will create the experience of being in the third dimension. The third dimension is a dimension of duality, polarization, good, bad, light, dark, up, down. It's a level of control. Normally, there's been a control factor on the planet for a very long time, so it keeps people in the dark. The third dimension is about feeling separated from everyone else. Its lower vibrational emotions are most often what is emphasized in this 3D reality. That's why the news always keeps everything in lower vibrational emotions, because then it keeps us shut out from who we really are. And in 3D, we don't know that we are these powerful beings having these temporary human experiences. We are immortal spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. Now, in the 4D level of reality, the 4D consciousness, it's about understanding that reality is more flexible, that we are immortal spiritual beings, live in temporary human experiences. Things become more about vibration in the state of consciousness. Becomes more about vibration. So if you want something, you realize that it's about vibrational resonance versus the 3D perspective of I gotta work really hard and there's this time-space linear way of going about it where it's like past, present, future. In the fourth dimensional way of thinking, it's about now. Understanding that right now is where all the power is, and that right now, your past and your future is all one with this moment right now. So it's about being present to the moment. It's about understanding that life is a form of dream, and when we realize that, life becomes more dreamlike. And there is a higher vibrational state of emotion in that of the fourth dimension. There's still a level of duality, but it's much easier for us to be in the vibration that we want. And right now, the vibration on the planet is rising. And here's what I've come to learn from studying this material. We are already in the fourth dimension. We are already in it. We're already experiencing it. What we think we are experiencing in the 3D reality is simply a reiteration of the same thing over and over and over again, because in a 3D reality, 90%, 99% of people are asleep. They're living out automatic lives. They're living in the autopilot mind. They're doing the same ththings every day, feeling the same emotions every day, therefore doing the same things, feeling the same things, thinking the same things, getting the same things over and over and over again. And it'll appear to be the 3D reality because there's still a level of control in the planet, and you look around and there's still people fighting and all these 3D things. However, we are actually in the fourth dimension right now. It's just that the dream of the 3D reality is still playing itself out. So it then becomes a matter of choice. What are we choosing to engage with? Because even if we think we're still experiencing the 3D negative mindset, we're doing it in the fourth dimensional state of consciousness, which means you can think of it in a way as things are becoming more flexible, and we know as well that 99.9% of all matter is empty space. Well, in the fourth dimension right now, in this 4D level of consciousness, if we experience 3D, it's because we're choosing it either consciously or unconsciously. But think of it like this as well. When it comes to this reality, there's a level of there's this connection that we all have that's called collective consciousness. Now, we are individually creating our own reality, but then together, we create our reality as a whole. So the reality timelines that we shift to will be the ones that our society and our whole entire planet has the beliefs of what we need. So, in a way, we create our own reality, and then collectively we create our reality. That's why sometimes certain events have been orchestrated, because when that happens, it changes the dynamic timelines of the planet. Now, what I'm saying is 4D is already here. It's just that so many people give emphasis and realness to the old 3D way of thinking that it's allowing itself to play itself out. Think of it like a wheel that's spinning. It stopped spinning, but there's momentum that's carrying it out. And many people believe that we need the old way of systems that we have everything, the old way of going about everything. Therefore, we are creating the 3D level of situations from a 4D level of consciousness, whether we're aware of it or not. Which means reality is much more flexible than you can even imagine. So much more flexible. And reality is a form of dream to begin with. So when we realize this, life becomes more fun. Life is meant to be fun. And knowing that life is meant to be fun, it makes the process easier, because then things are more flexible. Things are more loose. But if we go around thinking that everything is very heavy, everything is so serious, everything is being done to us, then we will remain in that mindset. Now, let me share with you the most important mindset shift for that, of moving from the 3D to the 4D level of consciousness. That mindset shift is simply that instead of in the 3D perspective thinking that things are happening to us, it's realizing that things happen for us. Because the settle here is very simple, but it is the key, because then we move from victim mode of giving away our power into the empowering state of consciousness, which is understanding we're creating it, even if it appears to be negative. Understand, we are immortal spiritual beings. So when these negative things happen, it appears in the moment it's a very horrible thing, but it's actually something that happens for our growth. And I know this because I've been through very negative things in the past when it comes to how I was raised, having an ex-stepmom that was abusive. Why did that happen to me? That's what I wondered. When my dad divorced her when I was 15, I was like, why did all this happen to me? But then I realized that that pressure, that pain led to me eventually going within myself and going through a spiritual awakening. So it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. It was a different perspective. But when we start to get this empowering understanding, we go from victim to then being able to create our reality the way we want. So the key to it is really in understanding that we are immortal spiritual beings, and that we can shift our level of consciousness instantly by having this perspective. Have the perspective that even if you continue to create that of the 3D reality, you're doing it from a 4D level of consciousness. It's still kind of like a dream. It's just the more solidity you give to this dream, the more this dream will appear to be real. And the best way to disengage from that of the 3D reality is to not give it so much attention. And what I mean by that is like the news, the media, what someone said, what someone did. It's all about how you respond to it. It's not what happens, it's how you respond to what happens, or even making the choice that you're not even going to watch it. Like, yeah, okay, I know that on the Fox News and CNN, there's all this crazy stuff happening, but I choose not to perceive it. I choose not to feed it, because attention is what feeds realities. If you pay attention to that reality, you're feeding it energy. And that's why one of the things that has kept people in lower vibrational emotions is just television. It's that of the media, because if they can keep your attention, they can keep us in a certain frequency band. And even then, you see how that's a victim mentality. The key is knowing with awareness that you can shift it. You can shift it. The 4D level of consciousness is also about being passionate. Being passionate. Doing what you love. Following your heart. Because when you do that, you raise your frequency. That's the best way to raise your frequency. Sometimes I say that, and it's like, it sounds so cliche. It's like, oh, I need to do my passion, follow my passion. It sounds cliche, but it's so true, because the highest vibrational thing you can do is doing what you love, and that will add value to everyone around you, even in unconscious ways, because it's a state transference thing. So I make videos because I love making videos. I'm walking around my house right now with this little camera, talking about shifting to the fourth dimension instantly. I'm telling you right now that you are already in the fourth dimension, whether you're aware of it or not. The question is, are you going to continue to create the dream of the old 3D reality? And if so, can you do it with awareness? Because that's the key to shifting from the 3D to the 4D, is realizing you're already in 4D. It's just become aware of the beliefs you have about reality. Become aware of where you're investing your vibration, because wherever you're doing this is what you're getting in life. So you can shift your life by shifting your perception and shifting your focus. And by doing that, you begin to shift more into a 4D level of consciousness, where you realize that we're all connected. 4D level is also about understanding that we're all connected. When I talk about this collective consciousness thing, you can see how our thoughts create our reality, and how our thoughts go around and link up with other people's thoughts, and it creates a collective reality of what we believe to be true. That's why we have the political structures in. Everything we have in our reality is because we've agreed to it at a certain level, either consciously or unconsciously. It's all based on agreement. We've said, okay, you're going to get into this position, we'll allow you to be there, and then you'll do this. Okay, I don't like it, but we're still going to allow you to be there. You see, it's like it's all based on agreement. So the key is being aware of it and choosing, what do I agree to? What do I agree to in my own life? The best way to change the world is to first change ourselves. Is to go through, what do I believe to be true? Am I investing in the news? Am I investing in the media? Can I do what I'm passionate about and lead by example? Because if you do those things, you will raise your vibration, and things in your life will then begin to change. So, shifting is a natural byproduct for the way reality works. We're constantly, in a way, you could say we're going back and forth in this life from 3 to 4D reality based on our choices and what we're focused on. But really, we're in the fourth dimensional state of consciousness, and there may be a tendency to recreate the 3D in a 4D level, but it's still just a recreation. So be aware of that, and be aware that you don't have to choose it anymore. You can choose a higher vibrational perspective, and you can choose to be in that high vibration. And by doing so, you begin to shift yourself out of the old way of being. So this is what it's all about. So if you want a powerful way for you to shift your vibration, I have that in the top of the description box below. It'll help you to raise your vibrational set point so that you start to perceive more of the 4D reality. It's absolutely free. Listen to it for 21 days. I think it can change your life. Also, I'll be doing more live videos on Instagram, so if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, you'll see that right here. I do daily posts there, plus lives almost every day. You got questions for me, you go and follow me there. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the little notification here so you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.